Good evening to all my wonderful viewers out there. Welcome back to another episode of Sneakers and Stuff, the weekly podcast series where we cover various things like recent, upcoming streetwear, fashion, and jewelry releases. In today's episode, episode 9, we're going to be covering some big topics like the recent Alyx Studios Nike collaboration, some rumors that Adidas wants to sell Reebok, and various other huge topics like that. We will be covering things like that in today's episode. Episode 9, guys. It's good to be back. So, as always, this episode is going to be broken up into 8 segments. Segment 1 is going to be Sunday's Best Dressed. This part of the podcast where I dedicate some time to any fit pics that you guys send my way. If you are interested in featuring in Sunday's Best Dressed, just send it my way. Hashtag Sunday's Best Dressed. And if you want, you can break down the outfit. I also dress up as well, just to come up with an outfit, just to do something in this like COVID environment in our weekly podcast series. So I do have an outfit that I have already dressed up as. Unfortunately, I'm recording this episode on Monday, but I did do the Sunday's Best Dressed on Sunday. So, you know, it still counts. It still counts. So we'll move on. The second segment in the series, in the podcast today is Heat on My Feet, where I talk about a sneaker that I have recently been enjoying. Segment 3 will be recent pickups, recent off and on camera pickups that I have gotten in the sneaker, jewelry, or streetwear world. And then moving on to segment 4, we have recent releases, where we will discuss all the recent sneaker, jewelry, fashion, and streetwear releases that have happened over the past week. Moving on to section number 5, we have streetwear and fashion news and rumors. We will talk about the latest announcements in the fashion and streetwear world, rumors to do in the streetwear or fashion world, or even lookbooks that I reckon you guys should put a pin on for when that collection releases later on that I think are really cool and that you guys definitely need to go check out. That'll all be covered in section 5 there. Moving on, we have section 6, which will be sneaker news and rumors. Rumors about upcoming releases, rumors about big change-ups in the sneaker world, or just some sneaker news. You know, maybe a company has gone broke or something like that. Next, in section 7, we have upcoming streetwear and fashion releases, where I talk about the upcoming streetwear and fashion releases that are happening this week. And then last but not least, in section 8, we have upcoming sneaker releases, where I talk about the, upcoming sneaker releases that are happening this week. We do have a lot to cover in that section today, guys. A lot of things are releasing in upcoming sneaker releases. But that is all 8 sections. We'll now head on over to section 1, which is Sunday's Best Dressed. Unfortunately, no submissions from you guys, but that's okay. Eventually we'll get around to it. Hopefully someone sends a submission in for episode 10, which will be next week's episode, but who knows? Either way, I've dressed up for Sunday's Best Dressed, and as I mentioned, I've already recorded it, so let's head on over and have a look at my outfit that I put together for this week's Sunday's Best Dressed. And for week 9, guys, we have a very dark and very black outfit here. So for this week, we have black Levi's 501s, the 2016 retro of the black metallic 5s, a black Champion reverse weave hoodie, and the only really pop of color is this nylon Jeff Hamilton varsity jacket here. That's really it. So, I mean, that was my intended purpose for the outfit. The idea is that with it being all black, your eyes are drawn to the little amount of color on it, which is with the jacket. This is a really, really solid jacket that I have unboxed on the channel. I do actually need to wear it a lot more. It's just a really solid piece. And yeah, really the idea is that your eyes are drawn to the jacket, and I think I did that with this outfit today, guys. So this is episode 9's outfit in our first segment, Sunday's Best Dressed. And there we have it, guys. That's actually the second week in a row that I've rocked a Jeff Hamilton jacket. I just love them, man. I have so many of them in my wardrobe. I'm so happy, as we discussed in last week's episode, that he has come back. Well, we don't know if he's come back for any more future releases. This might just be a one-off, but we'll have to wait and see. Either way, I'm very happy to see him return for at least a recent release. Now, moving on to section 2, which is Heat on My Feet. A sneaker that I have recently been enjoying. This week it's going to go to a Jordan 5, a particular Jordan 5 that you guys may have just seen. It is going to go to the Air Jordan 5 Black Metallics. Yes, guys, over the weekend, I went to a AFL Grand Final party, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna rock some 5s. I'm gonna rock some Jordan 5s. They're just a really solid shoe. Obviously, I have 2 pairs of Jordan 5s, so I had to choose between the Fire Reds or the Black Metallics, and I was like, you know what, go with the Black Metallics. Let's just rock the Black Metallics again. And you know what? It's just a solid sneaker. I love the nubuck suede or the nubuck leather or whatever you want to call it on the upper. The colors are awesome. I love the 3M tongue as it's lit up there thanks to my light there. It's just a really solid release. This 2016 retro was amazing. I absolutely love it. I love the silhouette. I initially was not a fan of the 5s too much because it's just so chunky and so big, but I've fallen in love with it, and I'm gonna have it in this week's episode. So for episode 9, guys, it's gonna go to the Jordan 5 Black Metallics. Absolutely been loving those recently. I want to hear from you guys in that comment section below. Has there been a retro that you've recently been enjoying? Let me know. What is your heat on your feet this week? I will move on now to section 3, which is recent pickups. Section 3, recent pickups. Unfortunately, still nothing. In last week's episode, it was much the same. Yeah, there hasn't been anything that I have recently picked up. I'm still waiting for stuff to arrive at my door. It's the delay on the shipping has really kicked in now. I think it's because, you know, the US Postal Service is being used for, you know, obviously mail-in voting, and, you know, coronavirus is affecting Europe again. So everywhere that I would buy stuff from, postage dead. So yeah, everything's been delayed. It's okay though, I totally understand. I'm just gonna have to wait. But yeah, unfortunately nothing I've picked up. Although, yeah, I should probably pick up the BOGO my mate was like interested in selling me, because then locally at least I have something to showcase that I've picked up, right? But unfortunately, yeah, nothing. Still waiting, guys. But I want to hear from you. You know, maybe you've been picking some stuff up recently. What are some recent pickups that you have gotten in either sneakers, streetwear, or fashion releases? What's something that you picked up recently? Has it been something that we've covered on the channel? Let me know in that comment section below if you have picked up anything recently, but nothing for me. Nothing for me this week. We'll move on now to section 4 and have a look at all the recent releases that have happened in the sneaker, streetwear, and fashion world. Section 4. Recent releases. Let's dive into it. And we're going to be talking about one of the big topics that we have to talk about today. It's that my favorite, well, I don't want to say my favorite fashion brand, but my favorite brand when it comes to jewelry, Alyx Studios, they collaborated with Nike again to release some Air Forces. Now, these ones we have seen before, so it's nothing new. We got 2 colorways. We got black on black, and we got white on black. It was basically just a white swoosh. That's all they really changed. Very similar in design there. They released on October 24th for, are you ready for this? 380 pounds. Yikes. That's like close to 800 Australian dollars. That was the retail price, by the way, just the retail price. Was yikes. It was very much yikes. I did like them. The biggest size that came in was a size 15. I'm like, hey, Matthew M. Williams, you send a size 16 my way? Because I'll wear them. I mean, I love them. I love them. The buckle, it's iconic. It's very Alyx Studios. I'm a huge fan of it. It also did release with some apparel, but nobody really cared about the apparel. It was the sneakers we came for, and these Air Forces were pretty cool, but they released on October 24th for 380 pounds. Moving on, we had Palace collaborate with Reebok this week on the classic leather pumps. This was a combination of the classics with the pump technology. This released on October 23rd during week 4 of Palace's week for 98 pounds. It came in 2 colorways. It came in a black and white, which I feel like the black and white colorway, it looked very school shoe-esque, and yeah, I wasn't feeling that one because I was like, yeah, black and white, nah. But I released it in a second colorway, which is the white and navy, and I mean that's just an iconic Reebok colorway there, and the color blocking was really nice. I was feeling the white and navy more, and it looks like you guys were as well, because the white and navy sold out and the black did not sell out. So some people obviously agreed with me there. As I said, it released on October 23rd for £98. And as we just mentioned, week 4 of Palace's Winter 2020 collection released on October 23rd. It featured a bunch of pieces. Obviously, it featured the Reebok collaboration we just talked about. I thought the sweatshirts were really nice. The grey one was my favorite, to be honest. It featured a piece that I was interested in from the start of the season, which was the Chore jacket. I didn't pick it up, but I am interested in it. I'm going to see how it goes towards the end of the season, and I might consider picking that one up. I just really like the silhouette in general. The 4 pockets, very utilitarian looking denim. It just looked really cool. We also got the Tri-Pal knit releasing that week. I thought that was a really cool knit. Not sold out, so if you guys are interested in it, you can definitely go pick that up. It's still available. But yeah, week 4 was really, really solid from Palace, and it dropped on October 23rd. Now, of course, if we're talking about the British skating brand, we've got to talk about the New York skating brand. Supreme released week 9 of their Fall-Winter 2020 collection. It dropped on the 22nd of October. We got some pretty crazy stuff this week. No clothing that was really like crazy, like nobody was like, oh my god, the clothing this week. Week 9's big ticket items was the Jacob & Co collaboration. They released a watch that came in different diameters, and it released for 12,000 American dollars. We can get the bigger diameter one, and then it was 14,000 American dollars. If you didn't feel like dropping thousands and thousands of dollars on that collaboration, there was also the 14 karat gold lock pendant. Don't worry, that was only 1,100 American dollars. Yikes. Lots of money there, but that was a big highlight of that week. Again, I wasn't really feeling the clothing, but that all dropped on October 22nd. Moving on, our favorite tapestry brand actually did a release on the 24th. We had 4444 collaborate with, I think it's Pythia? I think that's how you pronounce the brand. They collaborated together for a tapestry crewneck sweater. It was a very, very cool design. It featured a lot of the motifs from, again, I think it's Pythia's brand. They do a lot of it, a lot of their pieces with that motif on it. It was pretty cool. The piece that I was more interested in was the Michael Jackson Thriller tapestry crewneck, where he's turning into the beast there and his eyes change. That was showcased on a tapestry crewneck sweater. That was really cool. They were the only 2 tapestry crewneck sweaters to release in that drop. Nothing has dropped. Well, there were the dog tags as well, but they were the only clothing pieces that dropped. Hopefully in the next drop we get more pieces of clothing, but yeah, that dropped on the 24th there. Now, speaking of the 24th, we have a sneaker release that happened on the 24th. We had the Yeezy 350 V2 Natural colorway released on the 24th for its obvious $220 US. This colorway is very on trend. A lot of people are really getting around whites, creams, off-whites, and I'm not going to say beiges, but like that kind of tone palette. A lot of people are getting around them, and this Yeezy definitely catered towards those people that are on that trend. It was nice. It was solid. Nothing to get too excited about though, but it released on October 24th for $220 US. Moving on, we had Comme des Garçons collaborate with Nike on some Air Force Ones, mids. They released on October 24th. They either came in all white or all black. For $270, you can buy these very deconstructed Comme des Garçons Nike Air Force Ones. They released on Dover Street Market early, then they released a little bit later on some other stockists. And not many people were feeling them because of their look. I think it's really unique and really cool. If they were willing to give me a size 16 in the white pair, I would wear them, but yeah, no, it's pretty wild. It's really raw. There's no refined edges in it. Everything has just been kept really raw. I think it's a cool idea. Would I wear it again? Maybe the white ones. I don't know. We'd have to see if they even release them in a size 16 though. But I thought it was a pretty cool release, and it released on the 24th there. Next, on the 23rd, on the Friday, we had a huge clothing release. Huge clothing release. We had Kith collaborate with BMW for the Kith for BMW 2020 collection. This featured a multitude of pieces of clothing. We covered it in its separate own video, so you can go watch that streetwear talk video if you want to go see the whole collection there. But there were a bunch of solid pieces that released in it. I really liked the knit that released in it. I thought that was really, really solid. I actually tried to guess. I was like, is that a knit or is it just a normal sweater? Looked like a normal sweater. Turns out I was right. It was actually a knit. It's a really solid knit though. Then there was the suede varsity jacket. I thought that was really cool, but it was 1,100 Australian dollars, and I was like, no, not for me. And then there was a wool bomber as well, which I thought was pretty cool, but it was red, and I was like, I don't think I'd wear like a red wool jacket like that. So it was cool, but I couldn't see myself paying the money and then wearing it all the time. But it was a very solid collection, lots of cool pieces there. Let me know how you guys feel about that collection, but it dropped on Friday, October 23rd. Next, we had another sneaker release on October 22nd. We had Converse and Fen Chen Wang collaborate on some Chuck Taylor 70s. These have been teased for months, probably around 8 months now. Essentially, it's a pair of Converse Chuck 70s with a second Converse Chuck 70 surrounding it as like a protective layer in a way. These released in 2 colorways, an ivory and orange, which I didn't think it was too bad, but I just couldn't see myself wearing ivory and orange sneakers. I was like, I don't know, it's kind of a weird color combo. I don't know if I could do it as much. They released an ivory and black pair as the second colorway as well, and I was kind of feeling that one a little bit more just because it's like easier to wear. But either way, the actual silhouette is sick. I think it's a sick idea. Released on October 22nd for $160 each. Next, we had the Nike Supreme Air Max TNs release again outside of Supreme's release for week 8. And we got them on October 22nd. They released on Nike sneakers for $180 US. This was only 2 out of 3 of the colorways though, guys. We only got the green and the black pair, not the white pair, as the white pair has been delayed till November. I'm not a fan of the TN model, and I'm not a fan of the colorways either, so this was a big miss for me, and they didn't even release in my size. But hey, maybe some of you guys like the TNs out there. Let me know if you tried to go for the Supreme TNs down in that comment section below. Last but not least, on October 25th, we got the Pharrell x Adidas NMD Human Made colors. This is a series of colorways that are releasing. It looks like one of them got delayed though. We got the white colorway that released on October 25th, and it looks like the blue colorway has been delayed for November 13th. But they retailed for $220 USD. The white colorway successfully released on October 25th, but as I mentioned, the blue one got delayed. And that is it. That is it, guys. That is all the recent releases that I have for us today. That is everything that I have jotted down. Let me know if there's any recent releases that you guys picked up or that you were super interested in that released over the past week. Let me know in that comment section below. But we'll move on now to streetwear and fashion news and rumors and see what's happening in the streetwear and fashion world. Moving on to section 5, guys, streetwear and fashion news and rumors. We don't have a lot to talk about this week, but you know, we still got some stuff to talk about here. We've got that LVMH, the overall conglomerate brand that owns Louis Vuitton, declares another loss for Q3 of 2020. So they haven't been hitting sales, they haven't hit exactly what they wanted, and they declared another loss in Q3 of 2020. This could be attributed to a lot of things. Obviously, like coronavirus is a huge thing. That's obviously stopping a lot of people from shopping in retail stores that Louis Vuitton sells in, and their own, boutiques and stuff like that. But some people, and I feel like this is slightly relevant as well, some people are attributing to Louis Vuitton losing sales because it's trying to appeal more to the streetwear market these days than it is to its actual fan base and its actual customer base. And I feel like there's a little bit of that in the underlying reason on why Louis Vuitton has declared a loss for Q3 of 2020. Because yes, coronavirus would prevent people from buying stuff, but there has been a higher demand because people have been stuck at home. And when you're stuck at home, a lot of people have just been online shopping and stuff like that. So I feel like, yes, the coronavirus would have affected the sales, but I don't feel like that's the leading reason. And potentially the idea that Louis Vuitton is catering more towards a streetwear market these days than its actual consumer base might actually be attributing to it more than we think it is. I don't know, I want to hear from you guys. Do you feel that a lot of luxury brands these days trying to appeal to the streetwear side of fashion? And do you think that that's affecting their sales and affecting their customer base when it comes to their products? Let me know how you feel about that, but I thought I'd just talk about that quite quickly. We don't usually talk about the financial side of fashion in any way, shape, or form, but I thought that was an interesting thing that we should bring up. That is it because of coronavirus? Or is it because Louis Vuitton is producing a lot of streetwear styled clothing these days? I want to hear what you have to say about that down in that comment section below. Moving on, again, in another bit of news in the whole financial side of streetwear and fashion, COVID-19, coronavirus, is actually causing a streetwear shortage. A lot of wholesalers are actually reporting that they can't keep up with the demand of their products. The too many people out there are buying too many white Air Force Ones, and the wholesalers that are, getting the Air Force Ones in and stuff, they can't do it. They can't keep up with the demand. You're buying too many Air Force Ones. Apparently, consumption of streetwear is up by 19% compared to the same time in 2019. So even though there's a worldwide pandemic, consumption is up almost 20% compared to the same period in 2019. This is all according to a Guardian post that I was reading, but this is some pretty crazy stuff, guys. So, yeah. All you out there, you're buying too much streetwear, causing this worldwide shortage. But I mean, yeah, it's because coronavirus and shut down all the factories in a lot of the places like India and China. Although I know, or from what I know, China seems to be coming back. So it looks like China's, coming back with the wholesale orders there. But things like, like India and probably Pakistan, where a lot of clothing does come from, it probably is affected quite a bit. So I thought it was quite interesting that even though consumption is up by 20%, we're struggling to meet that demand because of the coronavirus. I thought that was quite interesting, guys. But that is it. That is actually everything I have for streetwear and fashion news and rumors, section 5. So we'll move on now and have a look at section 6 and have a look at all the recent sneaker news and rumors. Moving on, guys, we have section 6, sneaker news and rumors. So to start off section 6, we have the big news that, according to some insider information, Adidas wants to sell off Reebok. Now, if you guys remember, back in 2005, Adidas bought Reebok for $3.8 billion. A lot of money. Lots of money. Can I just have like a couple mil off that? It's been a pretty bumpy ride ever since. To me, Reebok, they're a solid brand. Nothing against them. It's just that they lack a little bit of momentum and, I guess, relevance, I suppose. If I had to put it, I know that sounds really, really blunt, but there's not too many people that endorse it. There's not too many big name acts that get around it. So I feel like Reebok actually needs to get some people behind them to build up excitement for the brand these days. So to me, if I heard Adidas saying they wanted to sell off Reebok, I kind of understand that. And apparently, according to a recent financial statement, in quarter 2 of 2020, Reebok was down by 42%. So they're not doing too well financially either, and that's what I mean. There's not a lot of Reebok drops that I'm seeing that are selling out. There's not a lot of Reebok drops that are gaining a lot of steam. I feel like they either have to get some people around it quickly, or maybe selling it isn't such a bad idea. But again, this is just a rumor. There's no confirmation. It's just a rumor. So we're just gonna have to see. Again, I really think that Reebok should definitely come back. If they get a lot of celebrities around it, do some really solid releases, I feel like they can bring it back. But that's really up to Adidas because they own them. So we're just going to have to wait and see, guys. But that is our first bit of sneaker news there. Let's move on to our second topic here, which is another doozy as well. Now, our next bit of sneaker news and rumors is apparently, ever since, and we talked about it in the last episode, ever since Warren Lotus got sued by Nike, Nike is trying to stop the recent collaboration that Warren, has done, which is his Warren Lotus x Jeff Staple dunks. Now, Nike is actually trying to get these from reaching the public in all way, shape, and form. So Nike doesn't even want it being shipped off to people that have paid for it. Will Warren be able to pull a sneaky and release it and send it off to people without Nike knowing? I honestly don't know. But they are really like persisting with this cease and desist. I thought it was absolutely crazy that they're like, you know what, you can't even send off your latest collab. I mean, I understand why, but yeah, Nike is pursuing this. I mean, I understand why. It hurts their intellectual properties. I understand why they legally have to do this, because if they let Warren get away with it, then they're essentially allowing anyone to get away with it. So I totally understand why Nike is doing this, but yeah, if you manage to get your Jeff Staple Warren Lotus dunks, definitely hold on to them. And moving into more sneaker news, we have that episode 2 of the Dunk documentary that I talked about in last week's episode is now out. Quite an interesting episode. It was a little bit scattered on the Dunk timeline. It's interesting because in this Dunk documentary, they're not really using like definite dates or definite years for when like monumental things happened. They're kind of just like, oh, around in the early 2000s. And I'm kind of like, yeah, that's kind of vague. Like, you kind of have to tell me which year and stuff like that. But it was interesting. Episode 2, it was the build up to when Nike SB was getting formed and when Nike SB got around the Dunk finally. They were alluding to that and talking about that right at the end of the episode. So I feel like episode 3 is going to be the SB episode. It's going to be quite interesting. This is episode 2 of, I think it was a 6-part series. So we're like a third of the way through. I'm interested to see where the series goes, and hopefully they do more episodes like this, but on different silhouettes, you know, like the Jordan 1 and the other Jordans and like the Nike Blazers and other iconic Nike models. I'm hoping they continue this theme, but I just thought I'd mention that episode 2 is out. Definitely go check it out if you guys haven't seen that episode yet. Moving on, we have another bit of sneaker news. This is really a sneaker leak. What happened is that Travis Scott recently announced a partnership with PlayStation. Not a huge thing there. I was like, yeah, okay, whatever. We're probably going to get like a PlayStation Cactus Jack collaboration closer to the PlayStation 5's release. But what was kind of crazy is that in this little black and white video that showcased the collaboration, well, didn't showcase the collaboration, but showcased that they're going to be collabing, so kind of like a teaser. We saw that there is a Travis Scott x Nike Dunk Low in collaboration with PlayStation. So it's a Dunk Low, backwards swoosh, and at the back of the heel, there's the PlayStation logo. So it's a 3-way collaboration. This will probably, if this like hypothetically does release, this will probably release alongside all the other PlayStation 5 x Cactus Jack merch, which I feel is going to release around at the same time the PlayStation 5 actually releases. I think this is crazy. I think this is so wild. I mean, a 3-way collaboration with Nike, Travis, and PlayStation. I feel like I'm living in a parallel universe. There's no way that this is happening. There's no way this is real, but it's real. I mean, again, we don't know if it's just going to be a friends and family exclusive. We don't know if it's going to get released to the public, but it's a thing. Like, there's been samples made and people were wearing it. So, yeah, I want to hear from you guys. How do you feel about the PlayStation Travis Scott Nike Dunk Lows? Would you pick them up? We don't know what colorway they are going to come in, as the actual video itself that showcased them was black and white, so we don't know what color scheme they're going to be in. So again, I think this is absolutely wild. I don't see myself picking these up if they came out. Again, I don't think they'd release in my size, but that's pretty wild. That's pretty wild that Travis Scott is able to, one, collaborate with PlayStation, but also get PlayStation to agree with a collaboration with Nike to release some dunks. Like, that's so wild. So wild. Anyway, that's our last bit of sneaker news and rumors there, guys. Last bit of section 6 there. So we'll move on now to section 7, which is upcoming streetwear and fashion releases. And moving on to section 7, guys, upcoming streetwear and fashion releases. To kick it off, we're going to start talking about Supreme's week 10 of their fall-winter 2020 collection. This will be dropping on October 29th. We've got some of the pieces showcased to us in the drop list. I definitely will be doing a drop list video on it. We are getting the North Face collaboration this week, although I think it's absolutely disgusting. You look like Syndrome from Incredibles if you're rocking it. That's just how I feel. I'm going to try and do a streetwear talk video on the North Face collaboration, but we're just going to have to see if I can pull it off in time. Yeah, guys, I think it's just absolutely wild. Anyway, let me know your thoughts and opinions on the North Face collaboration or any of the items that has been leaked to us so far down in that comment section below. Next, of course, if Supreme is releasing its week, we've got Palace releasing a week as well. They're doing week 5 of their Winter 2020 collection, and that'll be dropping on October 30th. I will be doing a drop list video hopefully today on it. No promises there. Looks like some really awesome items releasing this week, guys. Super keen to cover it, and it is releasing on October 30th. Next, unfortunately I wrote this episode on Sunday, so this will be talking about an upcoming release that actually just happened because it released on Monday, but we had derschutze's Wonderland capsule. This released on October 26. It released a pair of joggers and a t-shirt. The joggers were 450 GSM and the t-shirt was 250 GSM. Very nice release. I just did a streetwear talk video on it, guys, so if you want to check out the whole capsule, watch me dive into it a little bit further, definitely go check that video out there. And unfortunately, I didn't get to do a streetwear talk video on this because the actual pieces didn't get showcased to us until about 30 minutes before the release, and the release happens at like 2 or 3 a.m. so I was asleep. So I didn't get to do a video on it. But what happened was on October 26th we got the Kith Monday program. This Kith Monday program was a bunch of floral hoodies. They're still available. They went under the radar for the release because, as I said, nobody reported on it because it literally got showcased to us like half an hour before the actual release. But yeah, some of it's still available, so go to kith.com if you are interested. It was an okay Monday program. I couldn't see myself wearing an all-over print floral hoodie. Well, I can, but just not that floral print. That one's a little bit too grandma tableclothy in my eyes, but that's just how I feel about it, guys. Either way, it released on October 26th, so it's now available, so head on over to kith.com if you are interested there. Next, we have an upcoming collaboration. So to celebrate Looney Tunes' 80th birthday, we have Converse collaborating with Looney Tunes for an apparel collection. There is also some sneakers involved, but we'll talk about that in section 8. This apparel collection will be releasing on October 28th. Some nice little graphic hoodies, graphic tees. If you like Converse's, clothing and you like the quality of that, and you like Looney Tunes, well, this is the perfect collab for you. As I said, it's releasing on the 28th though, so stay tuned if you guys are interested. It's releasing in a couple days. And last but not least, our last upcoming streetwear and fashion release is actually happening this weekend. On October 31st, we are getting a Bape Pokemon collaboration. Yes, the famous Japanese streetwear brand is collaborating with the famous Japanese video game to release a capsule of clothing. Most of it's just Baby Milo t-shirts, although there was quite hilariously a Pikachu zip-up hoodie with Pikachu ears. I can't see myself rocking that anytime soon. So this collection's going to be a miss for me, but maybe you guys like Pokemon, maybe you guys like Bape, and maybe you think this is a dream collab. Let me know if that's how you feel in the comment section below, but that is everything that I have written down for us on upcoming streetwear and fashion releases, guys. Section 7. So we'll turn the page now and move on over to section 8, which is upcoming sneaker releases. And our last section of the podcast today, guys, section 8, upcoming sneaker releases. I'm sure a lot of you are very keen for this one, as I don't actually get a lot of time these days to do sneaker talk videos, so hopefully this will make up for it, guys. We'll cover all the upcoming sneaker releases that I think you should have a pin on that are coming out this week. So to start it off with, we have the Nike Air Force 1 Low Orange Skeletons are releasing this October 28th for 130 USD. Now this is an annual release that Nike has done for the past couple years. We initially got the white skeletons, then last year was the black skeletons, and now this year is the orange skeletons. I honestly don't know what they're going to have planned for next year. I'm anticipating, right now, I'm going to call it right now, in 2021, they're going to have the red skeletons. If it's not been done already, I feel like the red skeletons or the blue skeletons is going to be the next thing. They're just going to pick all the colors on the color spectrum, or maybe the green skeleton. No. It's going to be the Reds. It's going to be the Reds for next year for 2021. But this year, if you want to cop this year's Halloween-inspired Nike sneaker, it'll be releasing on October 28th for $130 US. Now, moving on, we have a huge release that we obviously have to talk about, which is that the Air Jordan 5 Off-White Sail colorway is releasing this October 29th. It's going to be a big one, guys. I personally want a pair. I've had a look around at a couple raffles, but the highest size that the raffles seem to go up to is a size 15, and your boy ain't fitting into that. I need a 16 minimum, so I think I'm gonna have to miss out on this release, guys. I don't own any Nike Off-White shoes. I would have loved to make this pair my first, as it's a really cool redo of the OG colorway that is the Silver Tongue Fire Reds that released this year as a retro, and that I own now. I now own them, so it would have been cool to get the Off-White version of them, but I'm gonna have to miss out, guys. But if you guys are interested, it is releasing on October 29th for $225 USD. Go to your, I would say, higher bougie boutiques, and they should be doing a raffle system on most of them. So like End, Bodega, all that jazz. Head there, and they'll be doing raffles for the Off-White Jordan 5s there. Moving on, we have that the Nike Dunk High Slam Jam in the white and black colorway is now getting a general release. As you guys know, we talked about it in a couple episodes ago, that they got an exclusive release on Slam Jam store, because obviously it's a collaboration with Slam Jam, and now they are releasing to the public on Nike's, store pages and stuff. They're releasing on October 30th. For $120 US if any of you guys are interested. I think it's a really nice low-key dunk. Simple, 2 colors. The transparency does throw it off a little bit because they got like transparent bits everywhere, but I think it's pretty cool. If you agree and you want to pick them up, October 30th for $120 USD is the retail price and drop date. Next, we have the very hyped up Air Jordan 1 High OG Dark Mocha. This is essentially the Broke Boys Travis Scott colorway. Someone called it that like 6 months ago, and I've been calling that colorway ever since. It's essentially the Broke Boys Dark Mocha colorway. It's releasing on October 31st for $170 US. I mean, it's not too bad. It's just that I don't think I'm gonna pick it up just because I got a few Jordan 1s. I think I'm alright in the Jordan 1 department, but yeah, there are a couple colorways of the Jordan 1 I am still interested in picking up, but the Dark Mocha, nothing against it. I don't think it's a horrible colorway. I just think, you know what? I'm good. I'm good at the moment. If you guys are not good though, and you are interested in picking this pair up, it'll be available on October 31st for $170 US. Moving on, we have a new Yeezy, because it's Yeezy season this week. We have that the Yeezy Boost 380 Calcite Glow is releasing on October 31st for $230 US. Now, this colorway isn't too bad, just like the natural colorway of the 350 V2s. This colorway is very much playing on modern trends that a lot of people are getting around, you know, whites, off-whites, creams, yada yada yada. I think this colorway is going to be quite popular. It's just whether or not you like the 380 model. Some people are very iffy on it. Totally understandable. It's a bit of a wacky model, but if you like the colorway, if you like the model, this is perfect for you. It's releasing on October 31st for $230 US. Next, we have that Doc Martens is doing another 1460 remaster program. Obviously, it's October, so we need a new, 1460 remaster program. This month, it's releasing right at the end of the month, and it's in collaboration with Medicom Toy. Yes, Doc Martens and Medicom Toy are releasing a Bear Brick inspired 1460 on October 31st. The alleged retail price is $250 US. It's a pretty wild one, guys. I definitely will try and cover it in its own Sneaker Talk video there, but just as a heads up, it is releasing on October 31st. Definitely go to Doc Martens store, Medicom Toys store, and we'll probably have it as well. There are some places to look if you guys are interested in picking this up when it drops on October 31st. Last but not least, we mentioned it in section 7 with the apparel, so we're going to talk about the sneaker side of it. We have Converse collaborating with Looney Tunes for the 80th anniversary of Looney Tunes. They're releasing a couple sneakers in it. They're releasing some Chuck 70s, Pro Leather, and yeah, just some Chuck Lows and Highs as well. They're releasing on October 28th, so the same day as the apparel, and it's probably going to range from around 60 to 100 USD, as the pro leather will be a little bit more expensive because it has leather on it compared to the, you know, Chuck Taylors that have canvas. So yeah, that's why it's good. I'm estimating a price range of 60 to 100 US dollars. Probably going to be around the price point that you're looking to pay for some of these sneakers. But that is it. That is all the upcoming sneaker releases that I have for us today, guys. So let me know in that comment section below if there are any upcoming sneaker releases that you really like, if there's any that you're looking to pick up this week. What's your favorite upcoming sneaker release that you're looking for this week? Let me know down in that comment section below. That wraps it up, guys. That is it. That is episode 9 of Sneakers and Stuff. So let me know. How do you feel about the Alyx Studios Nike Air Force Ones? How do you feel about the rumors that Adidas wants to sell Reebok? And of course, you know, let me know, what was your heat on your feet this week? What was a recent pickup that you picked up? What was a recent release that you really enjoyed? Or alternatively, what's an upcoming streetwear or fashion or sneaker release that you're really, really keen on? Let me know everything you got to say there, guys, down in that comment section below. And of course, if you guys want me to keep doing upcoming Sneakers and Stuff episodes for future weeks, don't forget to leave a big old like on this video, comment in the comment section down below, and to subscribe to the channel, as we are trying to aim for a new milestone this month of 2,710 subscribers. We literally need like 9 subs, guys. Come on, share it around, tell your mates, and hopefully we can reach the milestone of 2,710 subscribers before the end of October. But that's everything I got to say for episode 9, guys. That rounds it off. So until the next Sneakers and Stuff episode, until the next Streetwear Talk video, until the next Sneaker Talk video, guys, I'll catch you later.